have become a smartphone society. In both the US and the UK, around 2/3 of people own smartphones, and many of those people consider their phones an essential device for getting online. Smartphones aren't cheap either. While the average price of an Android phone is $274, the average price for an iPhone is $1,000, and many phones cost even more. Believe it or not, if you have the funds, you can pay thousands or even millions of dollars for a smartphone. Most people take a deep breath when it's time to replace their phones because they know it's going to hurt their wallet. But you can put off that painful experience by keeping your phone in good health. Here are 10 tips to extend the battery life of your smartphone. Apple, BlackBerry, Samsung, Huawei, and other global brands have come up with smartphones equipped with powerful mobile operating systems such as Google's Android, Nokia's Symbian, Apple's iOS, etc., that allows users to play games, listen to MP3s, snap pictures, and access the net and even stream videos. These top smartphones on the market today, like Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus, iPhone 11, Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus, iPhone 11 Pro Max, Samsung Galaxy S10e, OnePlus 7 Pro, Google Pixel 4 XL, Huawei P30 Pro, Samsung Galaxy S10, iPhone XR, iPhone XS, Google Pixel 3 XL, Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus, Samsung Galaxy Note 9, Moto G7 Power, or any upcoming new smartphone in the future. And since most of the smartphones are quite expensive, we naturally want them to serve as much time as possible, as well as retain its original condition. Given their diverse range of capabilities and multifunctionality running on a mobile platform, it's no wonder that the battery life has always been a concern for developers, manufacturers, and the users themselves. On average, most smartphone batteries last between 1 and 2 days before being completely depleted and in need of a recharge. While we wait for the hardware development to catch up, the alternative will be to conserve battery life. And it is with our energy levels, battery life can be effectively utilized and managed, leaving nothing to go to waste. Without a battery charger or a spare battery with you everywhere you go, you'll have to make do with minimizing the consumption of battery juice. Here are 10 tips on how you can save your smartphone's battery. Tip number 1, turn the vibrations off. Vibrations are great for notifying you about incoming calls or messages when you're in the theater, meetings, or other places when it's necessary to keep the phone silent. In places where it doesn't matter, it will be better for you to use your ringtone as notification if you want to keep your smartphones on longer. Vibrations use up more power than ringtones. The sounds produced by ringtones are just tiny vibrations in your smartphone speaker, compared to the shaking of the entire phone via vibrating a smart weight. Playing a ringtone zaps less of your battery. The same applies for using vibration for tactile feedback. If you don't think it's necessary, then disable vibrations, or at the very least, lessen the magnitude of the vibrations. Tip number 2, dim your phone screen. This one tip affects battery life drastically. Dimming your screen will reduce your smartphone's power consumption since we all have to activate the screen whenever we use our phones. If our screen is brightly lit up every couple of minutes when we check our emails and such, it eventually will zap battery juice. The auto brightness setting enables the smartphone to adjust the brightness to its optimal level for reading while conserving battery life. On the other hand though, you may consider tuning the level permanently to the dimmest level that you can still read under without straining your eyes. Doing so may do wonders for your battery life in the long run. Tip number 3, shorten phone screen timeout. In the same manner, if you wish to minimize the power consumption of your smartphone of the screen display, you ought to consider shortening the screen timeout. This decides how long the screen will remain lit after you finish interacting with it. Some of us do not get into the habit of locking the phone after we are done with it. We just let the lights go out by itself. Keeping the timeout duration short will ensure that the phone doesn't waste power when you're not using it. Tip number 4, when inactive, switch off. Although turning on your phone indeed consumes more power than unlocking your phone, switching it off for a couple of hours can save more battery than leaving it in sleep or inactive mode. If you know you're not going to touch your phone for an extended time, since as when you're attending a meeting or sleeping, you can cut down a significant amount of energy consumption if you simply switch it off. You might be wondering, Why should you even bother about the battery level when you have a charger with you at home while you sleep? Well, the thing is that repeated charging for certain kinds of batteries eats up the battery volume. For such batteries, the best is to conserve as much as you can so that your battery remains in its original capacity as much as possible. Tip number 5. Rightly charging your battery. Speaking of phone charging, there are generally two kinds of rechargeable batteries commonly used in smartphones: lithium-ion and nickel-based batteries, namely nickel metal hydride and nickel cadmium. The battery capacity in nickel-cadmium batteries is reduced every time you recharge them. Nonetheless, nickel-cadmium batteries have longer life cycles. For example, they can be recharged more often than nickel metal hydride batteries before they stop working. Nickel-based batteries should be charged to the full amount when they're more or less out of power, and not when there's still a good amount of energy left. Lithium-ion batteries have the longest life cycle among the 3 types of batteries, but they also need to be charged more frequently to maintain its original capacity even when the battery is not fully used up. To keep your battery lasting longer, find out more about the type of battery that your smartphone uses and maintain the appropriate charging strategy for optimal usage. Tip number 6. Close unnecessary phone apps. Some of us open app after app and don't bother to close them even after we no longer need to use them. This multitasking capability is a common feature of smartphones, but it is also the main reason why battery life gets drained away easily. The worst thing is that you're losing battery juice when you're not even using them. Leaving them open will leave your battery at half bar in no time. As often as possible, kill your apps if you're not using them. There are some valuable apps out there that manage the multitasking ability of your phone to ensure it performs at its best to conserve battery life without jeopardizing usage. One such Android app is the Advanced Task Killer. Tip number 7. Disable phone built-in GPS. Certain apps eat up more juice than others, particularly apps which utilize the GPS to track your location. Your smartphone has a GPS unit that allows the sending and receiving of signals to and from satellites to determine your exact location, which is integral for some apps to work, for example, map-based apps like Google Maps, or to check in on Facebook. While left running in the background, some of these apps may continue to send and receive signals. It takes a lot of your battery to continuously do that, even if you aren't aware of it. Hence, you should ensure that those particular apps are closed when you don't need them. A more extreme way is to disable location services when prompted by these apps. It may slow down the efficiency of these apps, but you won't be tracked on your location, and some users deliberately do that for privacy reasons. Tip number 8. No Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, 3G, 4G, 5G when not in use. Energy is consumed whenever your smartphone searches for signals, Wi-Fi, 3G, or Bluetooth, etc. When the reception is poor, the phone will continue scanning to obtain a good connection. Repeated searches for these signals can easily make your battery level drop a notch. What I'm saying is that you should turn off your Wi-Fi or Bluetooth when you don't need to be connected. One convenient way to do this is to switch to airplane mode, or just switch your phone off when you know you can't get any signal. On the other hand, when you need a good reception for your smartphone, place or position your phone in high connectivity zones. This will prevent your smartphones from constantly seeking a connection and wasting your precious battery power switching from one signal to the other. Tip number 9. Minimize phone notifications. With constant connectivity to the internet, we tend to get notifications on our smartphone all the time, be it updates on the latest news, emails, high scores from games, add-ons from apps, etc. But I'm sure that you would only want to be notified on the more essential stuff like new text messages or messages from Facebook. Not only is it annoying to constantly receive irrelevant notifications that can wait, but it is also eating more battery power for each of these notifications. Every incoming notification will light up your screen, make a sound alert, or vibrate. Manage your settings well and disable unnecessary notifications to save a little battery power and avoid being frustrated with these constant notifications. Tip number 10. Keep the temperature low. Some of us might have observed that our battery runs out faster when our smartphones are warm. Put simply, don't leave your smartphones under direct sunlight or in a hot environment. One of the more common occurrences would be leaving the smartphone in a parked car under the sun. The battery will function optimally in cooler environments. So do look out for, and try to avoid, scenarios where your phone is exposed to unnecessary and excessive heat. Okay, which of this smartphone battery life saving tips do you know already? Let me know down in the comments. If you learned something new today, then give this video a like and share it with a friend. But hey, don't go and charge your phone just yet. We have cool more videos coming soon for you to check out. Make sure you have subscribed to this channel and don't forget to hit the notification bell icon so you'll be updated on our new uploads. Remember, light your tomorrow with today. Idea Haven. Enjoy!